Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl Hope back with another video, and I actually really didn't want to talk about this at first, but I want to own up to my mistakes and explain why I did it, and to possibly prevent people from making the same mistakes I did. Um, this video is kind of personal to me, and that's one reason why as to why I didn't want to do it, but here I am. But the topic is basically, I used to be a heartbreaker, player, whatever you want to call it. I'm not anymore unless you call rejecting guys I don't know personally breaking hearts. As I stand right now, I have no future plans of dating, and I'll explain that to you by the end of the video. And in the background is me breaking people's hearts, but I wasn't always like this, so let's go way back to when I was 13. Also, I wanted to apologize to everyone whom I broke the hearts of and explain my reasoning behind it. I was a young lad and new to the internet, and I had a YouTube called Blueberry Undertale, which is still up to this day, and it has my cringy old art, but I will not be posting on it anymore, so don't check it out often. Um, I kept the channel up itself because, well, it's memories. But when I was younger, I loved role-playing on YouTube. A few people would do role-playing streams, and that's when I met my first friend, Kyle. He was really nice and liked to role-play with me. But that changed when he started a relationship between our characters, and I went along with it because I didn't know what else to do. So my younger self related a lot with my own character, Hope, and I felt like I was in love with him as well. As Hope was who I wanted to be, so when he cheated on my character, that was the first time I actually got hurt. I cried, but I got over it and decided to stop role-playing on YouTube when I finally realized how cringy it actually was. My next heartbreak occurred on a platform called Framecast, where I met a lot of friends and someone named Aaron 2000 or something like that. He was a nice guy who I liked to roleplay with. Again, wow, it seems like I get hurt by roleplaying with guys a lot and not learning. Good going, younger me. Well, anyways, I started developing feelings on him, and on the very day I was going to confess, my best friend beat me to it. And at this point, it was my second heartbreak, and I was very depressed, but I tried to keep my head up high and not let anything show how jealous I was and how sad I was. And at this point, I had fallen pretty deep in love, and my heart was shattered to pieces yet again by another guy. My friend noticed something was off and confronted me about it. She told me I had been acting off and was wondering why. I really didn't want to tell her at first, but she said something along the lines of, "It's about me and Aaron, isn't it?" And I couldn't lie any longer because she was right. I felt guilty for lying to her, and I felt guilty of being jealous. But I didn't want to get in the way. So I said this: "You're right, but I care about you and him. If dating you means he's happy, and you dating him means you're happy, then don't let my feelings get in the way of your happiness. Because all I ever wanted was my friend's happiness." But I did manage to make a promise not to tell the one that I had a crush on, and let my feelings fade. On to our third story. So I joined Amino, and joined a smaller community. I'm not going to say the name because it's not really necessary. But I actually found someone who I really loved. Like, I thought this person was literally my soulmate. He made me feel like he made me feel different from everyone else. And his name was Logan. He was someone I truly loved with every fiber of my being. I was there for him as much as he was there for me. We planned on meeting up as soon as I was old enough, and in fact he wanted to come to me. And at this point it felt like it was a fairy tale that I was living. Until the day where he left me. I can't remember what day it was, but I got a message from Logan saying about how he invited a girl who had been dumped to the movies because apparently she had been dumped in the worst way possible. I felt bad for her, and I felt happy that being the good person he was, he invited her to the movies to try and help her feel better. However, that changed really fast. He said she wore a really cute short red dress, and he thought she looked hot and amazing. And since she wasn't dressed properly, he let her wear his jacket. And I said it was fine. but he never talked to me again and ended up blocking me. And I felt more hurt than I had ever felt up in my life at that moment. I loved him hard and I had fallen way too deep, and he left me. So I spent 2 years changing myself and working on becoming a better person. As after that, I fell into a dark period in my life where I was doing bad things until I realized I didn't have to keep going down that dark path. Basically, I turned over a new leaf when I was around like 14 and was working on rebuilding trust and undoing my wrongs. I was working to make things right. Around this time, I had fallen in love with a guy I knew from school known as Alex. We both had something in common. To put in short, we both failed math and had to be put in a special math class that would help us understand it better. He was one of the guys that I really loved. He made me feel complete. He protected me and defended me, and he was my protector, and I loved him. I wanted to tell him how I felt. I wanted to be with him for the rest of my life. But before that happened, my mom pulled me out of school, and I never saw him again. I never got to tell him how much he meant to me. And if he's watching this, I remember we were so close that we got mistaken once for brother and sister. I remember when you gave my friend Tian a spicy chip and she freaked out and we all thought it was funny. I could never forget someone like you, because to this day, I'm still madly in love with you. Let's move on to the next section of this video. At this point, I gave up on trying to love others. But because of my personality, I still got asked out online. I found it kind of amusing, so I said yes, and that's how this whole ordeal started. I would date them for a while, and then once I got bored, move on. It was very toxic behavior, and I apologize to everyone I hurt, and I'm open to criticism, because I deserve it. Another situation in love hurt me, and this happened a couple of months back, but I avoided talking about it because of how uncomfortable it made me. It was my first actual relationship with a guy. His name was Zach. I knew him from freshman year at my school before I was pulled out and homeschooled. And at the time of freshman year, I fell in love with him, and then he ultimately left. He came back our senior year, and I asked him out. It was stupid, but I thought he was the same goofy kid I knew from 2 years ago. And honestly, I couldn't have been more wrong. We went on 2 dates, and they were fine until he started acting off. He started talking about things that made me feel very uncomfortable. And occasionally, if I got too annoying for him, he'd push me around until I would shut up. And at one point, he shoved me really hard when I was working. After that, I was very afraid to break up with him. So I did it over text before realizing he blocked me as a joke. So I ended up telling him in person, and apparently he was actually cheating on me. I have since then given up on love and swore that if I met someone and felt a strong connection, I'd consider it. But until then, I'm not planning on getting in any more relationship with guys because of what I did in the past. I don't want to hurt anyone else. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and this video was an apology and a confession to own up to my actions. I understand my actions hurt a lot of people, and I'm sorry. And with that, I'm going to end the video. And if there's still time, I'll put some music on. Enjoy you guys' day, and expect the speed paint coming out soon, including different people's characters. And shout out to Shimmer50, she is super kind. And I'll link her speed paints down in the description below. And if you are new to this channel or haven't done so, click subscribe, it really helps me out, and like the video. I upload a new video every Friday, so if you want to see more of my videos, stick around. Bye guys, and I'll see you later, dreamers.